Good evening, everyone. This is Making the Case. I'm Laverne McGee, in for Yodit. Day 4 of jury selection in the trial of the men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery is over, and while we still haven't seen a single juror selected, we did get some insight into how the attorneys on both sides and the judge plan to tackle this high-profile trial. Dozens more of the 1,000 potential jurors answered questions today. The first goal, and possibly the most important, is to find a pool of 64 prospective jurors. They'll be then whittled down to the final jury of 12 plus 4 alternates. Hear the case against Travis McMichael, Greg McMichael, William Bryan. BNC's Drake Clark is in Brunswick, where the support for the Ahmaud Arbery and his family is growing outside the court, and it's even becoming a topic of discussion inside the courtroom.
Glenn County, Georgia has long been known as one of the most beautiful places in the state, but now it's known for something very ugly that happened here. After the death of Ahmaud Arbery became public, there were demonstrations and demands for justice. For the most part, the demonstrations were peaceful. No rioting, no looting, no broken glass or burning buildings or cars. But the black people in this community are very angry. They say what happened to Ahmaud Arbery was like a modern-day lynching. Glenn County, Georgia, a rural and coastal community in the Deep South. 85,000 people live here, and they're mostly white. Like many other places in the South, race has always been an issue here. The killing of Ahmaud Arbery has reopened old wounds. Arbery was black. His accused killers are all white. And he was killed in an area called Satilla Shores, known for not being receptive to black people.
To know what a lynching looks like historically and what we witnessed with our own eyes.
After Arbery died, Bobby Henderson helped start the group A Better Glenn. The group helped bring attention to Arbery's death. At first, Henderson says Arbery was mischaracterized. The local newspaper, he says, called Arbery a home invader with a criminal rap sheet.
They talked about his past, talked about run-ins with the law, you know, how they run brothers down when, something like this happens.
But when video of Arbery's killing was leaked 3 months after the shooting, it told and showed a much different story. Arbery was chased, confronted, and killed. His accused killers, Travis and Gregory McMichael, told police they believed Arbery was a burglary suspect and they shot him in self-defense. William Bryan, also charged with murder, recorded the shooting on his cell phone.
The leak of the video has been imperative to actually getting justice.
The black community cried, "Not again." The white community here stayed mostly quiet. But Pastor Drew Thompson, a white minister with the church in Brunswick, made sure to talk about it.
We talked about it, we prayed.
The discussion was uncomfortable, but Pastor Drew was unwavering. His church was not going to look the other way.
We've talked a lot about his murder.
He says the opportunity is here now for the entire community, black and white, to listen to each other, to pray, to cry out, and act.
Welcome back, everyone. We've been talking about jury selection happening in the trial of Gregory McMichael, Travis McMichael, and William Bryan. They are the men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery. We're talking about the process, and it looks like it's going to take a while. Back with us from Atlanta, former National Bar Association President C.K. Hoffler. C.K., we saw something a bit different today. A slightly larger number of people raising their hands during group questioning to say that they actually want to serve on this jury. One of those was prospective juror 219 on serving. She said she believes in doing what you're called to do if you're able. She also told the prosecution she tried to watch the video of the shooting but couldn't finish it. That was horrifying, that video. And she said that while she believes a crime was committed, she did not know the fine details of the case. So, CK, what do you make of her responses, and do you think either side actually benefits from someone who actually wants to sit on this jury?
Well, I think it depends. If I am the defense, I'm going to do everything that I can to get her off the jury because she said she believes a crime was committed. She just doesn't have the details of it. If I'm the prosecution, I would delve a little deeper, I'd go a little deeper, but I'm feeling pretty good about someone who off the bat says, I think a crime was committed because the trial is there to determine if there was a crime that was committed. So I think if I'm the defense, very concerned about someone because she's prejudging the facts. If I'm the prosecution, feeling pretty good, I'm going to try to save her depending upon how she answers other questions.
Yeah, I wonder if she really knows what she'd really be getting into. But, not everyone wants to serve. Lots of people in this town have read up on the case. I want to talk now about Juror 235. He said he sought out court documents that are actually available online, and he researched Georgia's former citizen's arrest law. He also said, quote, "I read up because I was trying to learn up a little more for this, and I didn't realize I was reading something I probably shouldn't be reading." So does either side want someone who's they've got a lot of information about this case?
Well, I can tell you the prosecution would not want that person because there were a lot of things that he could have researched, but he researched the stand your ground law. And that is what the defense is going to use. So if I'm the prosecution, he's going to go. I'm going to do whatever I can because of all the issues in this case, he chose to focus on that issue. That's a red flag. So if I'm the defense, however, I'm saying, oh yeah, I want this person.
Welcome back, everyone. Here's a look at some of the day's trending legal headlines. The first one I have for you is an update on a story we've been following out of Minneapolis. Former police officer Mohammed Noor has been resentenced for the 2017 shooting death of a woman who called 911 for help. Justine Damon called 911 to report a possible rape. Shortly after Noor and his partner arrived at the scene, Damon walked out to meet them, startling them. Noor testified he thought his partner's life was in danger, causing him to fire his gun, hitting Damon in the chest and killing her. Noor was originally sentenced to 12.5 years, but a judge recently downgraded his murder conviction to second-degree manslaughter. The new sentence, 57 months in prison. It's 4 years and 9 months. In Texas, the legal battle continues to brew over one of the nation's most restrictive abortion laws. Today, state officials, they urge the Supreme Court to leave the law in place. This filing comes a week after the Biden administration asked the court to block the law, calling it unconstitutional. The Texas law bans abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy before most women even know they're pregnant. The Supreme Court is scheduled to hear a separate case on Mississippi's abortion law on December 1st. Now to Pennsylvania, where prosecutors say charges are not likely for the train passengers who did not intervene and filmed a sexual assault. 35-year-old Fistanoy is charged with rape and other sexual assault charges following the October 13th incident. Police say he harassed the woman for more than 40 minutes on a commuter train while multiple people held up their phones to record the incident. Police do not believe a single witness on the train dialed 911. We want to hear from you. Do you agree with prosecutors' decision not to charge bystanders who failed to report rape on a passenger train? According to our social media poll right now, 52% of you say yes, and 48% of you say no. Visit our BNC Twitter page and tell us what you think. Next on Making the Case, we shine the light on many cases of missing Black women and girls in America. Details on how you can help after this break. Stay with us. This is Making the Case.